Hello and welcome to another very short little news update on Fully Charged Show. Now some of you will know that we're already making a weekly Fully Charged Show podcast. Johnny Smith and I go over all the little news stories that we're coming across all the time. So this podcast is available on all those podcasty distribution things, podcast apps, your Google Plays, your Spotifys, your iTunes exclusive gated community of liberal elitist privilege. And it's become wonderfully popular. It really has. We're very, very thrilled with how it's going. It's really growing so fast. It's wonderful. We're also recording longer form interviews with people who work in the electric vehicle or renewable energy space. So thank you to everyone who's been listening. Johnny Smith and I just chew through all these wonderful stories from the world of grid edge technology to electric vehicles. And if you don't know what grid edge technology is, you need to listen to the podcast. You see, I'm luring you in. But there are a couple of stories that have just caught my eye in the last couple of days, and I thought it was worth mentioning these because they're both quite kind of mad stuff that's going on with electric vehicles, essentially. These couple of examples have given me, without question, a mild and very polite tingling sensation. This is Hexa, which the blurb says is an entirely new type of aircraft that anyone can fly. How good an idea is that to let anyone fly an aircraft? It has 18 independent electric motors and propellers, so there's a lot of redundancy, and a triple redundant autopilot computer so you can experience hands-free flying. How safe do you feel now? And it can land on water because it's got floats. And if it goes really wrong, it has an autonomous ballistic parachute that fires out of the top to bring you safely down to earth. So you'd feel so relaxed and safe floating around in this. Now, they're currently booking test flights in dozens of cities across the USA, so you can have a go in one if you live in America, so you're very lucky. But I think what is fascinating is what incredibly small, incredibly light electric motors, and now hugely more energy dense and cheaper batteries. It's not just cars, it's so many other applications it's going into, which is really fascinating. This next story is about something at the other end of the scale. So what there, with the Hexa, we're talking about the lightest, most sort of energy efficient thing that can fly up in the air. The next thing is a little bit more down to earth. In fact, it's so down to earth, it's actually in the earth. It's a massive electric digger. Now, I'm a bit obsessed with diggers. I do admit that. And, all these obsessions have to be contained and held in, emotionally held. But I do love a big digger. And my goodness, this one is big, big. It's an electric, 100% electric, 26-ton excavator with a giant 300 kilowatt hour battery, which has been built by Caterpillar, who make all the big bulldozers and diggers and all that stuff. The battery alone, I love this, weighs 3.4 tons. It's huge. But then when you think it's a 26-ton digger, 3.4 tons, that's neither here nor there really, is it? And the excavator can run flat out for between 5 and 7 hours on a work shift. So, long enough. Absolutely long enough. Who wants to do digging for more than 7 hours other than a nutter like me? No, you have to stop or you go a bit doolally and you just dig too deep. I've been known to do it. And with Norway having 100% renewable energy, that's all they've got there. They don't have any other stuff. They don't burn fuel to make electricity in Norway. What do you think they live in? The 20th century? Anyway, yeah, so this is a lot quieter, a lot cleaner than a dirty old diesel one. Fantastic. Very, very impressed with that. Now, some of you may know that in September this year, we are holding the very first Fully Charged live show in Austin, Texas, at the Circuit of the Americas. We're very excited about it, but here's a story which may give some of you who might be confused as to why we would choose Texas as a location to hold a public show about electric vehicles, renewable energy, and the energy transition in what is effectively the biggest oil state on the planet. Well, here's a clue, because Texas, not only have they installed a huge amount of renewables, massive amount of wind and solar, they are now installing the world's biggest grid battery. They like big in Texas, and this is big. It's a 495 megawatt hour storage system, and it'll be built in tandem with a big solar farm in Borden County, Texas. But here's the thing, why are they needing to store all this electricity in Texas? I'll tell you why. It's to power oil and gas drilling operations. This is so cool, I love this. Yes, folks, you see, drilling extracting, pumping and refining oil uses an enormous amount of electricity. And if you use gas and oil to produce that electricity, it's very expensive. So what you do is you install renewables and batteries so you can run your refineries 24 hours a day so you can produce petroleum and gasoline products. It just melts the brain, really, doesn't it? Anyway, big oil wants big electricity, and you know, I don't want to keep going on about it, but the cheapest way to generate electricity around the world, without question, there's no argument, is renewables. And now renewables and batteries for a 24-hour supply. It's as simple as that. Okay, now some of you may remember that last year we ran an audience survey well, over 7,000 people filled it in. You were automatically entered to a prize. We chose that the prize winner using our special high-tech digital system on the Christmas show. And the prize was a Kia Soul Eevee, which was free for a year, which was supplied by Drive Electric, and a wall charger supplied by Rolex, which was amazing. So here's a short clip of the handover of the prize to the lucky winner.
Well, this is very exciting. It's not something we've ever done before, but I'm here with Dave Brown, who is the winner of the fully charged survey winner car for a year and a charger competition. Dave, congratulations.
Fantastic. Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
I don't quite know how you do this, but I'm also here with Tom from Rolex, which is fantastic because Tom at Rolex are fitting a charger in Dave's garage. Now, I think it's important to point out, because this is something we didn't know when you were randomly picked out, that you actually do already own an electric car.
Yes, but at the same time of the survey, I bought a second-hand Tesla.
So I just want to say to you now, because some of you would have loved to have won, and it genuinely was a random selection, but there's going to be another competition later this year, which is very exciting. We're not going to announce that just yet, but for a similar prize. I've only just heard that this morning, so I don't know any details, but that's very exciting. So there are other chances to win. But that said, I mean, I'm really interested to see that you've got an electric car already, but you don't have a charger.
We don't have a charger,
so that is really useful. You're charging on a 3-pin plug.
We are.
But then you're very keen to go 100% electric. So
we are. So we'd like to actually move. We've got another diesel car, which we use for other journeys and as a family vehicle as well. So we'd love to actually go fully electric and really try that out with the Kia Soul.
Well, you can have a really good year-long test. Yeah. Now, Tom, you've just been telling me stuff about chargers, because I'm very familiar with this charger, and that would be a kind of, if you've got a Rolex charger in your house, it would be one like this.
It would be, yeah.
But you're not doing like one. I assumed you do sort of 3 or 4 a week or something at the most, but you're doing huge numbers.
Yes, we've reached over 1,000 charge points a week now, to a point that we just can't meet demand.
Right.
2 weeks before Christmas, we opened up our own dedicated EV factory, which has doubled the productivity and efficiency.
Wow! So they're made in this country, these?
Yes, they are British made.
Right.
We've been doing it for 10 years in the EV world, but our background is leisure and marina.
Right.
Over 28 years serving external and internal power solutions.
Right. Wow.
So yes, a very busy time.
Yeah, it is very busy.
Absolutely.
So have you got time to fit it?
We can always make time.
As soon as you can.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, and here's your car.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's clean, which is a big plus. Actually, I've forgotten how much I really like this car, because I haven't driven one for a long time, but I think you'll really enjoy it.
It looks fabulous.
This is Adam from Drive Electric.
Well, hello.
David, congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure. I'll give you those to you for
will
your
you give them to me?
handover.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
I'll do the official. I'm doing the official handover now. David, congratulations on your wonderful win.
Thank you.
Enjoy your
Thanks,
second
Robert.
electric car.
Yes. Thank you very much.
The point I really wanted to make, which we didn't really make such a big deal out of when we announced this competition, was that between Rolex and Drive Electric, you've shared the cost of the prize.
Well, we've been working as a successful partnership for quite some time now, and
Yeah.
we're very fortunate to service all of Drive Electric's requirements, and we're working very hard to refer reciprocal business where we can, and we're very excited to see what 2019 brings.
Yeah. I mean, because I presume you're quite busy at Drive Electric.
It's been a busy couple of years, Robert. Yeah. Yeah, from when our CEO Mike came to me back in 2008, and when we funded the first Tesla Roadster in the UK,
Right.
that was a tipping point for us. That was the point that we
Right.
started focusing on electric, and now having delivered successfully 3,000 plug-in vehicles, we've got a lot of knowledge, a lot of expertise that we can bring forward. And now that there is more product coming to the market, it's just getting busier and busier.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, the next couple of years we're going
Yeah.
to be busy.
Right, that's
So-
very good. And then you did mention, so we're not certainly not announcing this officially, but there's the possibility of another competition later this year, possibly.
We'd like to do something similar for
Right.
the Fully Charged show. All right, so at Silverstone, yes, yeah. So yeah, we'll work with you guys. We'll look to announce something.
Right.
The view is that there'll be a car on display there that people coming to the show will be able to
Right.
enter,
Right.
and we'll do something similar because it's
Very good.
all about helping people get
Yeah.
into electric.
Yeah.
That's our objective, and that's what we want to do.
Great stuff. Thank you so much. Thanks both of you. No, it's really, really generous prize, and we're really thrilled. And also the survey has actually been really, really useful.
Yeah.
I mean, and the amount of people that went into it is extraordinary. I
Yeah,
think.
which is brilliant.
Yeah,
you know.
so-
Well, this is happening, isn't it?
It
You
is
know?
happening. I
So-
think we can honestly say it's happening. So there we go. It's happening.
And finally, we've been hearing these amazing stories of people who have been adding translations to our videos, to Fully Charged videos. They've been putting in, what are they called, those things at the bottom? Where there's writing at the bottom, those things. You know what I mean, those subtexts. Anyway, they've been doing translations, which is brilliant. Apparently there's over 20 different languages people have been doing. It's been done by viewers and fans of the show. So a big thank you to you if you've been doing that. We really, really appreciate it. Stuart back in the office has been retranslating them back into English to see if they're kind of accurate. And they are brilliantly done. They're really well done. So thank you very much. That is wonderful. Eventually, I suppose we could get into a position where we could have some system where we where we translate it. I think we should dub it. I'd quite like to dub Fully Charged into other languages. So just before I go, I want to do a quick thank to a few Patreon supporters who donate $10 a month or more, which is an incredible act of generosity and support, I think. So they are Nick Hankins, Jamie Cook, Kugo, Chris Lockthorpe, David Meggers, Zach S, Johan Peiters, Christopher Brown, Dan Cotterill, Marcel Ward. Thank you very much for supporting Fully Charged. We're going to keep going. We've got a lot of there's some fantastic episodes coming up. The team at Fully Charged are working so hard. They're an amazing team. I'm really, really lucky for them to put up with me, because they do have to put up with me. It's quite hard. Anyway, that's all. Please do subscribe to Fully Charged. Please do have a look at the Patreon link underneath this video, and as always, if you have been, thank you for watching.